Fire. Meg caught being kicked out of Spotify headquarters after hours of negotiation. All staff quit. Rebecca Senanes, who is in charge of Markle's controversy-stirring Spotify podcast Archetypes with Meghan, is moving on after just over a year at the company and is keen to launch her own project, sources say. She's the second high-profile Archewell employee to have been revealed to be leaving in the past few days. Everything was confirmed after pictures of Meghan leaving the Spotify headquarters after hours of negotiations. Perhaps Meghan no longer has enough credibility, fame and money to convince the core staff to stay. Spotify gave them a deal they would not typically offer to content producers because they believed at the time the show would bring in subscribers like Joe Rogan's program. Unfortunately, after the passage of time that saw the Harkles produce and deliver nothing of value, Spotify took the reins and brought in their own producers to assist Archewell in creating the promised content. Because they had to take over many costs of production, I guarantee you that Spotify deducted from any payments made to Archewell the cost of paying additional creative and production staff. I'm sure that payment was also predicted on the number of unique listeners to each episode, so while people will grind out that $20 million figure, they in no way receive that much from Spotify. There is no quality program if Meghan is just rambling most of the time, but any decent professional wouldn't put their name to anything related to them. I'm thinking now that a podcast is done, she'll come up with something similar, something with women, some woke content, and that's what the new producer is for. Meghan will again find ways to talk about her childhood, the R word and royal life, regardless what new project it is and what topic it talks about. I think they're starting to realise that the book and the series don't jive and their credibility is less than zero. It's also been made obvious the last month that the world loves William and Catherine. They're hard-working, gracious and sincere. They work tirelessly without complaint. I think that Harry and Meghan are literally banking on the preemptive success of the book. I think they truly, no matter how delusional, believe it will be wildly successful and profitable and result in lucrative TV and future book deals. This belief is leading them to make grandiose business decisions. It's yet to be announced whether there will even be a second season of Archetypes, but we're told if there is, the show's current main producer, Terry Wood, would helm the podcast. Senanes was hired in July 2021 after working for Vox Media and New York Magazine's Pivot podcast, hosted by Kara Swisher and Scott Galloway. She joined Archewell in August 2021 and reported to Ben Browning, Archewell's head of content. The news comes days after it was announced that Mandana Dayani, who's run Archewell for less than 18 months, had stepped down from a role by mutual agreement and will not be replaced. In a statement, Archewell said, Miss Dayani was brought on during the Sussex's parental leave to move the company its projects forward. Her transition was mutually planned with intent for the Duke and Duchess to now take full lead of their company. There will be no replacement for this position, and Miss Dayani is fully supportive of the Duke and Duchess in their new leadership roles, and they remain friends. One insider who knows her said, Mandana is a clever woman. She'll continue to be in the spotlight. You always saw her with Harry and Meghan looking glossy and poised and in her heels. She has her own brand. She knows what she's doing.